paint the town because Beaumont's getting an 8,000 square foot facelift. Hello and welcome to the Beaumont Beat Video Podcast, where we move with the heartbeat of the city of Beaumont. I'm Lauren Monitz, broadcasting from the beautiful Tevis Room in the Lakeside Center. For the first time ever on the podcast, we're actually live for our Facebook audience, and our YouTube and podcast channels will be getting a recording of the show later this evening. Mural Fest 2024 is officially here, and thanks to the City of Beaumont and their generous sponsors, it's totally free for you and your family to attend. You can catch all the action starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11 a.m. Thank you for tuning in. Each year, the event gets bigger and better. This year, if you come by the Lakeside and Event Centers, you'll be in the center of all the action. We have food trucks, interactive art activities, a kids zone, vendor market, music and entertainment, and of course, tons of new murals going up. On today's show, you'll get to hear from the festival founder, organizer, a well-known Texas travel influencer, and the Convention and Visitors Bureau about the event and what to expect. So let's jump right into it. We'd first like to welcome Min Dai and Jay Muzak to the show. Thank you, guys.
How you guys doing?
What's up?
Tell our audience who you are and what's your background.
My name is Min Dai. I'm with the Obana Restaurant Group, one of the co-founders for the festival.
Awesome.
I'm Jay Muzak, muralist, public artist, been painting for about 20 years, been curating events for maybe the last 5 or 6, and also published a book last year, ATX Urban Art, all about the murals, graffiti, and street art of Austin, Texas.
Perfect. And you join us all the way from Austin, right?
Come every year.
Love it.
Love
Love it. Awesome. Min, you've been involved with this festival since the beginning and really have been a driving force in bringing this to the community. What inspired you to bring a mural festival to Beaumont?
Well, when we started the original project for Poro 9, I knew that for sure I had to get my childhood friend here to come in and do all the art, do the deco, and bring a new vibe to Beaumont. And when Jay came into town, took him for a visit. And when we came across all of the huge buildings in downtown that was basically giant canvas in his eyes.
Yeah.
And over dinner, we had the crazy idea, why not? Maybe we can make Beaumont a destination for a mural fest, and that's kind of how it all started.
Amazing. Very cool. Very cool. This is the 3rd year of the festival. What's new and exciting that people shouldn't miss this year?
I will let Jay get to the artists, but as far as the setup this year, Giglio was kind enough to give us their brand new warehouse. We have in total not only 6, but we have now 7 murals going up on that building with a full wraparound. So it's actually increased from the 8,000 to probably closer to 10,000 square feet of coverage.
Amazing.
We also have a second location directly 2 blocks down that people can go to. That is an entire 3-story building being covered on all sides. And we'll have live art going on with local artists, visiting artists. Kids can be involved. We have stations for kids to paint. And this year, I think with it being around the event center, the setup is more in tune for people to come out, enjoy themselves. We have indoor-outdoor spacing. We have an area for local artists that can come out and distribute their art and let people see what their crafts are about, and everybody's locally Southeast Texas.
Love it. I saw some interesting, unique spaces being painted too. Was there a float or something like that?
Yeah. Christina with the CBB was so kind to get us a float from Mardi Gras, and that is a brand new float that's being painted on the festival grounds also. And I'll let Jay let you guys know about the stellar lineup we have coming in this year.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us about some of the crazy international, national artists we should keep our eye out for?
Yeah, I feel like every year it just gets better and better. We've got artists from all over the world this year, as far as Australia, Spain, Austria, and all across the U.S., as well as the region. We really attract the best of the best. I think over the first 2 years of the festival, the hospitality of Beaumont really shined through. Min, Christina, the team, and the CVB, and everybody really took good care of the artists, so the reputation got around quick. And the muralists and graffiti and street artists community is actually really tight, despite it being spread throughout the world. So people started, kind of have eyes on, what's this Beaumont thing about? I've never even heard of Beaumont. Like, where is that place? And because if you're outside of Texas,
I had
you
the
same
same reaction moving from Colorado. What is
Yeah.
Beaumont?
So it's really putting Beaumont on the map. And I think year after year, we not only get some inquiries, but it's largely invitational. So we're able to kind of vet, curate based on style, diversity, based on gender, accessibility, and all these different things, all these different layers that we think about to make sure that everyone feels included in the festival, both in terms of artists and the greater Beaumont community who's experiencing the pieces.
I think it's a huge testament, just the amount of repeat artists you've had, that people still want to keep coming back here.
That's a really special element, and again, thanks to Min and the CVB to taking care of all those folks, put them up in hotels and feed them, wine and dine them while they're here, so they make sure they have a good time. They keep coming back, and
food is our biggest attraction.
It's a good one, yeah.
Obviously, a ton of work goes on in the background of putting on an event like this. Can you give us some of the behind the scenes of what y'all have been doing for months and months to get prepped for this weekend?
Well, I think for my portion, trying to find locations, trying to find buildings, trying to find building owners who are on board. First year, I knocked door to door, literally, sent out about 100 emails and had 0 responses.
Wow.
And Tyler Warren, who was a big help, he's a building owner in downtown. He was actually the one to give us our first building in downtown, and he has purchased a building every year so far for the festival. And he's a very big catalyst behind the scenes. And for me, it's just trying to get public support. Yes. Obviously, the first year, we ran into some, not negatively, but just people not understanding. Yeah. But now everybody's on board, everybody understands.
Yeah.
We've got support from not just the public local artists, but from the city now. And hopefully those building owners that are watching this, if you guys are looking, we always have a wall call going out for 2025. And we already have a list going on, but the sooner you get on it, the sooner the chance you'll be a part of Mural Fest.
Yeah.
People all the time ask online, aren't you going to run out of wall space? Like, no, we're good.
I think we will only run out when people stop believing in it, because we have so many owners here, there's so many canvases here, and with the artwork that's going up, if we have continued support, this could be a tradition that can last for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any specific artists you want to call out? We have some of their stuff online we can share if you want to highlight who's here.
So again, curating stylistically, we're looking for not only spray artists, we do have a lot of spray paint artists, and thanking our sponsors, Cobra Spray Paint, for getting us some wholesale discounts on that. But spray artists, brush artists alike, Slim Safan and Sebas Velasco, they're 2 Spanish artists. And I've had my eye on them. They're like 2 of my favorite artists, and I've been watching them for years. And the type of work they put on the side of 5, 10, 20-story buildings is unreal. It literally looks like an oil painting. And so, again, kind of how do we level up from last year and all the awesome murals we painted? It's like getting the caliber of museum-grade artwork out in the streets. Right, so you don't have to pay an admission fee, you don't have to be inside a box of a gallery museum, but literally having an open-air gallery museum quality works all over the city. So those artists right next to spray artists like Miss Yellow, who's very graphic and bright, or Crystal Cook, who's actually been here the last 3 years. You probably remember her from being on the cover of the newspaper with her Barbara Lynn portrait that she painted. And this year she's doing a special tribute to the founder of the Giglio company, J.C. Giglio himself, a portrait of him right there in the middle of the mural. So making the pieces relevant to the community is very important. But like what Min said, it's also important for wall owners and businesses to understand that it's so hard for artists to find a free creative space in our society. Like if you think about the murals you usually see, they're promoting a business, they're commercial, right? Yeah. And that's totally fine. There's tacos, you want to pay tacos around your building, you're selling tacos, cool. But to have the caliber of artwork that we're putting up here and all the narratives around that, I could go on and on, but
I love it.
it's
but
super
he's on
special.
a timeline.
There's a story behind every piece. So I just really encourage people to come out this weekend and talk to the artists and learn the story behind all the imagery.
I do want to add, what people don't see is this is not something that comes together in a month or 2. We literally, when the fest is over, we're already prepping for next year.
Yeah.
And when Jay curates the artists, he's the one that selects who's coming, selects what walls they're going on. So there's a lot more to it than just, hey, let me just put him here, let me put him there. If you look at the Giglio warehouse, it is going to be one of the finest outdoor mural collections that's going to cover every single spectrum, multiple techniques. And that is something that is not, oh, let me just random put it out there.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of planning, a lot of coordinating, and making sure that the right product's being put up.
And then who comes up with the themes? Is it a collaboration? Is it the artist?
No, we let the building owners let us know what kind of theme they're looking for, and artists get full creative freedom. The only way you can be a wall within the festival You got to understand, these artists can come out, minimum stipend is $20, $30 a square foot. If you guys want to put up a mural, such as a Giglio building, if we were to do that as a full commission, you're looking at $200,000, $300,000 to get that done. And these artists are coming for literally nothing because they get a chance to create.
That's incredible.
And we have building owners open to the idea and allow them to be creative around specific narratives that they would like to see.
Yeah.
That's when the building owner is going to get the best product.
Yeah.
Seems like a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We prompt them with things like the Nature's River, the nature.
Yeah.
We took them on an excursion to Cattail Marsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got to meet the gators. You know, they're eating the food. They're meeting people.
Yeah.
There's actually a beautiful portrait by Sebas Velasco going up of a Waffle House chef, of all people, that he met the day
Good
before
old
he started
Waffle House,
painting.
our hurricane marker.
There's just so many layers to it. And so, some artists will make it more relevant and prompted by the nature of the culture of the history, and other artists are just kind of doing something fun, abstract. So there's that good mix that we get here,
Very cool.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share about the importance of public art in the community? I know you have a lot of thoughts.
Oh man, again, yeah, I could go off on a soapbox on that one. That's
Yeah.
really dear to my heart. I truly believe in the power of public art to inspire, uplift, to literally change lives. If you think about someone who's maybe down on their luck, maybe they're depressed, they're walking down the street, and instead of seeing a gray abandoned building and broken windows, they see a beautiful piece of artwork that can completely change their day and their whole life trajectory. So, I don't think we should undermine the importance of what we're doing here. And like Min said, for a fraction of the cost of what these artists should be getting paid,
Yeah.
they're coming here for a week, sometimes 2 weeks or more, flying from halfway around the world, just to give something to Beaumont that will really last for generations to come if we take care of it. So preserving the history, the culture, celebrating that what's here and now and contemporary, and looking towards the future, public art is an incredibly powerful tool.
And just to add something small to it, I want everybody to remember we started this with beautifying Beaumont and the Beaumont art scene as top priority. Where these artists come in, these are not artists just short on jobs. They are leaving jobs to come here to not take anything to do the work.
That's amazing.
And when they finish and leave, the individuals who's going to get the opportunity for new murals, for new commissions, for actual new work are the local artists. We have local artists here that are doing murals that cannot, they can't find time right now because they're so busy.
Can't keep up with the demand.
You can't keep up, right? So now
Yeah.
if you look at it, every year as the fest goes on, more and more murals are popping up.
Mm-hmm.
More and more businesses are leaning towards art and public art instead of just a coat of paint.
Yeah,
And that is directly benefiting the local art scene.
absolutely. Well, thank you. You guys have been wonderful. I know you still have a ton to do, so we'll let you get back to it. As we swap out guests, I just have a few more quick announcements. If you missed the public information session for the proposed hotel and convention center project, we still want your input. You can see renderings, a view of all the downtown projects, take our survey, and share your ideas with us at beaumontvision2035.com. You can also watch a video recap of the Hotel and Convention Center meeting on our Facebook and YouTube pages. We also want to remind you that 311 is the quickest way for you to get solutions to your non-emergency city issues. You can use it to report sewer problems, water leaks, potholes, loose animals, and more, simply by calling 311 or downloading the Beaumont 311 app on your smartphone. We use the data from these reports to track issues and monitor trends, so help us help you by letting us know what's going on in your neighborhood. And as always, you can stream this show and past episodes of the Beaumont Beat on multiple platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Please subscribe to our channel, like this episode, and share this podcast so others can join in the fun too. And drop a comment wherever you're listening to let us know what topics you'd like to see in future episodes. If you're just tuning in, we're talking all things Mural Fest, and we're super excited to welcome Jessica Cerna and Christina Loki to the show. Welcome, ladies!
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. We know you're all both very busy. Please tell our audience who you are and what you do.
So hello, my name is Jessica Cerna, and I'm a Texas travel blogger and content creator showing all the great things to do around Texas.
And I'm Christina Loki. I'm the marketing director for the Convention and Visitors Bureau at the City of Beaumont.
Awesome. Jessica, we know you've been to town a few times now. How many times have you been to Beaumont now, and what keeps you from coming back?
This is my third time in Beaumont, and just one of the things that I really love is, one, it's an unexpected destination. And I think what you think of Beaumont versus when you come and when you intentionally seek out exciting and fun things, it blows your mind. And not only that, but there's always new things happening. There's always a reason to come back, from Mardi Gras, where you can actually get on a float, versus the other ones that may seem more exciting because they're bigger. Here you actually get to be a participant, a part of the family of Mardi Gras. Or like Mural Fest. This has happened 3 years, but every year it's so different. The fact that Beaumont, a town that many people might not think of for having internationally known artists, you're actually getting to go up close and seeing these artists at work. I mean, I've seen some of these muralists from just all over the world doing incredible things, and they've always seemed so far away. But here in Beaumont, that's happening. I think that's so incredible. Not to mention, I love quirky things. I mean, the fire hydrant that's from 101 Dalmatians. How great is that? Like, there's a lot of beauty if you look into it. Yeah, and it's a very affordable destination to come and visit. And I think that's so wonderful because people are always looking for ways to have fun and explore with their kids, and Beaumont has all of that.
Love it.
I wish I could offer you a job right now because for a Texas blogger saying all that, I mean, you have to understand the Convention and Visitors Bureau tries so hard for the community to understand just how important, positivity and seeing the best that Beaumont has to offer, because everyone who is able to showcase that, they're actually bringing in more people to town. And if you keep saying that there's nothing to do here, well, guess what? No one's going to come. But it's that money that helps our economy. So please just let me know when you're ready for a job, because you did that better than most.
And I think it's also about exploring, just viewing life through the eyes of a tourist, like exploring your backyard like as if you're on vacation as a destination. It's a mindset, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, the fact that you moved down from
Denver,
Colorado.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Tell us a little bit about My Curly Adventures. What type of content do you look out for? What do you travel for when you're doing stuff?
So I travel around Texas, and the reason I do that is, while this is now my full-time gig, at one point I had a 9-to-5, and as much as I would have loved to hop to Italy and then go explore Thailand, that just, one, wasn't financially feasible, and it also just wasn't time feasible. I only had 2 days. I had to end work on Friday at 5 and then get back to work on Monday at 9, and you can't just hop on a plane, go somewhere far away, and come back and ready for work. And I wanted to best utilize my weekends so that I enjoyed them, and then I went to work and I had this energetic lifestyle. And so I just started looking around to what is there to do that's close to me? How can I make that adventure? How could I live that travel lifestyle even with a 9-to-5? And it's just amazing that, like you said, the mindset, when you change your mindset and you find magic in your own backyard, there's so many incredible things to do. You build this appreciation. You realize that no matter where you go, there's interesting people, there's interesting food, art, things to do. And so I've just really built my brand on helping people look around and see, okay, maybe I didn't think my town was interesting, or maybe I didn't think I could go somewhere nearby, but if essentially you could take almost 4 vacations a month and never use up any of your PTO just by exploring your state.
I call it stacking the calendar. We always have to have at least one thing a month to look forward to, so it keeps us going, and so it's never boring.
Absolutely.
Tell us some of the My Curly Adventures approved spots in town. What are your must-dos in Beaumont?
I gotta mention the fire hydrant. I know it's so silly, but I love it. It has a great story. I love Cattail Marsh, just getting to sit there and see the animals. The fact that you can do yoga there, I think, is just such a unique experience. Boomtown, Gladys Spindletop. I just love that you're stepping back in time. It feels so country and western, and I think it was last week y'all did the speakeasy, so you actually kind of get to go back in time and experience things with these special events. And you cannot talk about Beaumont without talking about the food, of course. Sweet basil is incredible. We just went to Rock and Crab again, and I mean,
Texas 20 is real.
Yes, and the way that there's so much good food, you almost don't know where to start. But you could have Cajun food from a different place every day, and have so many good things.
Or say our big 3 are Cajun, Tex-Mex, and barbecue.
Yes,
it's our food pyramid down here.
Oh yeah.
You're actually painting with the community this weekend. That's super exciting. Can you tell us a little about what you're making and where people can meet you?
Absolutely. I'm so excited because Inez Alvarez is a artist here in Beaumont. I think many people know about because she does so much great artwork around. Talking about, supporting local, it's noticing that when we say how amazing Beaumont is, it helps artists and shop owners and restaurants stay in business and do things and contribute to the community. So we're coming together and we're going to paint a mural that incorporates some of her artwork and her style, but then the community is going to come along and add to it themselves. So we're going to have some blue bonnets and sunflowers, but we're also going to have little hearts that people will be able to sign and literally leave their mark on Beaumont, which I think is so incredible. And we'll be painting while the famous big artists are painting, and it's just this great community combo event. Yes.
And what time and where is that happening?
So it's 12 to 2, and it is... I have memorized the address and then I forgot because it's right behind us.
Right outside of the event center.
Yes.
Gotcha. It's on Saturday from 12 to 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That's awesome.
You.
Christina, even before Mural Fest, the CVB has been involved in beautification and murals for years and years and years. Why did y'all prioritize that?
CVB loves Beaumont, and everything we do is to try to strive for a better Beaumont. I think that there's so many, not just young, but old, that really want to be able to have a community and that's worth praising. And I can't say enough about the CVB because our biggest job is to bring in hotel occupancy tax dollars. That's the dollars that we're spending, not actual residents' dollars. And I think that what's really important is that we draw in higher visitation numbers. The more people we bring in, that's the more shops and restaurants, just like everything Jessica said. So we're just so thrilled not only to support Mural Festival, but anything that's going to be able to draw visitors in years and years to come. So Mardi Gras is another great example because it's a 4-day festival. Anything with an overnight stay is going to help benefit not only our local economy, but going to allow for our residents to keep a lower property tax.
So just to be clear, none of my tax dollars are funding these art and this beautiful murals?
0 tax dollars is funding the art and the murals. There is this great caveat that the city of Beaumont is actually allowing for the police and, a huge amount of the resources that are used at this festival to allow for it to be free. We think it's so important that everyone, and not just the city, but all across that come to this festival are not going to have to worry about the amount of money that they spend. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but even with like a few kids, I mean, it gets
adds up. Yeah.
it gets costly, right? So I think that's what's so important is not only that we're offering free, but we're allowing for students to be able to be not just touched by art, but to have the education to be able to talk to some of these artists and see that many of them, have only been doing this for a couple of years. And a lot of them don't have that extended education outside of just high school. So I love that they're able to share their stories. And I would encourage everybody that comes out to be able to talk to the artists themselves, introduce themselves, meet them, ask them why that they're painting what they're painting. You said Beaumont Magic earlier, and I just want you to know, Niz is out there. It's the most colorful mural that's on the Giglio Distributing Building. And her whole theme is the Beaumont Magic. So y'all be really excited to see that.
Perfect. And tell us where the community can learn more about the event. Where's the schedule? Where can we get information?
Okay, well, if you're not already following at Visit Beaumont TX, it's really important that you do, not just for Mural Festival, but just for everything to see and do in the community. We do monthly roundups that allow for you to know if there's different events. And also, we like to be able to showcase a lot of our restaurants and gift shops and a lot of our retail spots because you just may not know what's necessarily within the region. And that's also important with Visit Beaumont TX. We're not just focusing only on Beaumont locations. We include all of the Golden Triangle and even extend to Orange. So I love so much that at Visit Beaumont TX on Facebook has all of that information, and then visitbeaumonttx.com. And of course, for anyone who speaks Spanish, we have vivabeaumont.com, a complete site that's in Spanish that's also available for those of you out there.
And you also made a very handy dandy map that anyone can see this art anytime.
We really did. Okay, so the actual festival is going to be Saturday, Sunday. It is completely free, and it is located at the event center. Right across from the event center and the skate park is the Giglio Distributing Company building. That building has 5 murals just on that building alone. And then just 2 blocks down on Magnolia Street, there's actually 3 more additional murals. And then we have 6 other locations where murals are going to be located. And one of my personal favorites, just like you mentioned Cattell Marsh, is actually going to be a nature trail that's connecting Cattell Marsh to Terrell Park Nature Center. So you're going to be able to go out and see as 4 artists have done different sections of the trail to be able to showcase bees, birds, and butterflies. So there's so much to see and do during this weekend. And of course, if you're out of town and unable to attend, just know that these murals are going to be here for a very long time. And that's the best part about this. artists as well as visitors are going to be able to come and see the work anytime, as it leaves a lasting impression for the city.
And we can explore on feet or with our wonderful bow cycles.
Yes, and completely free. So we actually have set it up so that both cycles are going to have a code. If you use the code MuralFest, and of course, since you're following at Visit Beaumont TX, you'll be able to see that code on our page. We'll be offering free bike rides to be able to rent the bikes and be able to go around and see the murals that are in the downtown location. And as always, use our website because we do have a mural guide available online that includes not only the murals from this year's festival, but also the 56 murals that we have across town.
Perfect. Anything else y'all want anyone to know about Beaumont, the festival, the Convention and Visitors Bureau? Or as we like to say, come visit Beaumont.
I mean, yes, I just come visit Beaumont and come enjoy it. Come tell everyone else about it, because it is through that said, they're not paying for this event. Tourists staying at the hotels are paying for this event. And the more we encourage people to come, the more people are going to come and spend their money here, help the small businesses, help more cool events like this continue to happen.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I just have to give a thank you to Dean Conwell for really allowing the CVB to continue to say yes, and for the entire staff at the Convention and Visitors Bureau, because not only are they working insane hours, but I think the most important thing is that they also want to make a better Beaumont. And, Min Dai and Jay Muzak, who were just up here recently, I think, and Tyler Wharton, who was mentioned as well, it's really important to see just the impact that one individual can have on the city. And I would encourage other people out there to think about what kind of impact you're having on the city of Beaumont, especially in a time when we're starting to evaluate the future growth and development of downtown. And more importantly, a huge thank you to my husband, who has truly taken care of our 18-month-old this entire time.
Well, that's about all the time we have today. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Before we sign off, one last quick announcement. As the weather gets nicer, the Recreation Department has been busy planning all kinds of fun community programming. We have a co-ed youth basketball league for ages 8 through 13 this spring, and a co-ed 3-on-3 youth basketball tournament April 5th and 6th. Contact the Sterling Pruitt Center to sign up. And stay tuned for more information about summer camp and summer track coming soon. Beaumont Rec would also like to invite you to the free Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 23rd at Magnolia Park at 11 a.m. No need to sign up, just show up with your basket and have fun. In fact, our next podcast will take a deeper look into all the fun things Beaumont Rec has planned for spring and summer. We'd love for you to tune in and learn more about it. Thank you to our viewers for tuning into the Beaumont Beat, where we move with the heartbeat of the city. And we hope you have a great time exploring MuralFest this weekend. Remember, the main festival is taking place around the Event Center and Lakeside Center, and murals will be popping up all over town. I'm your host, Lauren Monitz, and we will see you next time.